All right, today's video is going to be pretty interesting, and I need your help because I want to hear some of your thoughts about what I'm about to show you. We have seen a lot of conversation lately about JD Vance and his wife, and JD Vance and Erika Kirk, and how a lot of this is currently relating to the Trump White House. I'm still trying to gather my thoughts on a lot of this, but I want to show you a few clips, and we can talk through it. Maybe you can leave some comments down below, and we can think through it together. Because oftentimes I read your comments and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You guys are great. You guys are amazing. And with that being said, before we get started, my name is Chris Mowrey. If you haven't seen me here before, I'm filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. If you enjoy this type of content, there's a link to my YouTube channel in the description down below. It'd mean a lot if you checked it out. Hit subscribe. On this channel, we're trying to build something big, uplift Gen Z voices, and punch back against MAGA and the right-wing media space. So if you want to help us grow, all you have to do is hit subscribe down below. It goes such a long way. Truly, I mean it when I say you guys are the best. We love you. You're so amazing, and we appreciate all the support lately. All right, let's start here with a clip that's been going very, very viral, where Erika Kirk actually addresses a lot of what's been talked about online, which is the way that she hugged JD Vance. After the tragic event happened with Charlie Kirk and he lost his life, Erika Kirk showing up on stage, introducing JD Vance and hugging him and putting her hand on the back of his head, and that garnered a lot of conversation online. So she talked about it, and this is what she had to say. Take a listen.
See, people didn't understand the hug that you and JD had. They went to the weirdest places, Erika.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Please. So for those of you who know me, I hug is
yes,
like.
You're an intense hugger.
Whoever
it's awesome.
is like hating on a hug needs a hug themselves. I will give you a free hug anytime you want a hug. My love language is touch, if you will. But seriously, that hug. So I will give you a play-by-play. Like walking, they just played the emotional video. I'm walking over, he's walking over, I'm starting to cry. He says, he's so proud of you. And I say, God bless you. And I touch the back of his head. Anyone who I've hugged that I have touched the back of your head when I hug you, I always say, God bless you. That's just me. If you want to take that out of context, go right ahead. Again, that to me shows that you need a hug more than anyone else. So if anyone...
They were acting like you touched the back of his ass.
I feel like I wouldn't get as much hate if I did that versus, but no, seriously. So now when I go and hug people, I'll bring them back in and be like, I obviously didn't give you the right hug. Like, come, let me touch the back of your head.
Interesting. Very interesting there. It really took a turn at the end of that video when we're like talking about JD, the vice president's ass. And it's like, I don't know why we needed to go there or why we're talking like that. The other clip, again, kind of going viral in relation to this, was going back to Erika Kirk talking about JD Vance and how she felt about JD Vance in relation to Charlie Kirk. So take a listen to this clip.
I'll never replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD and Vice President JD Vance. I do. And that's why I'm so blessed to be able to introduce him tonight, because he understands the fight that we're up against, and he can articulate that in a way that transcends. He's an amazing man.
Interesting. Again, the way she's been talking about JD Vance lately has created a lot of speculation. And so with that and with those clips, obviously JD Vance spending time with Erika Kirk and, his wife, JD Vance's wife here in the middle on Air Force One. Some people posting saying this has to be the most awkward ride on Air Force One because they're convinced Erika is, I don't know, blushing on or attracted to JD Vance in some way. All of that culminated into kind of something much larger when Usha Vance, who's JD Vance's wife, was minus a wedding ring the other day. This is November 21st, so a week ago, and you have the pictures here. And some people saying, well, not a big deal. But if you go back to kind of all the previous pictures of JD Vance's wife always had a wedding ring on Air Force One, or sitting with, JD Vance, or at events, etc. So very interesting. And you start to listen to how JD Vance talks about his wife. And this is weird to me. Okay, I'm sorry. And I want to be clear here in all this conversation. A lot of this has been going on online, and I want to hear your thoughts below. What happened to Charlie Kirk is absolutely tragic, and I wish the best for Erika Kirk and her family. Again, there's a lot of discourse online about this, and we make videos about the discourse online, and some of it I did find a little, I'm like, what's going on here? Especially when JD Vance talks about his wife. This is where I'm like, what is going on here? What is happening? Listen to this.
Everybody has to come to their own arrangement here. The way that we've come to our arrangement is she's my best friend. We talk to each other about this stuff. So we decided to raise our kids Christian. Our two oldest kids who go to school, they go to a Christian school. Our 8-year-old did his first communion about a year ago. That's the way that we have come to our arrangement. But thank you. My 8-year-old was also very proud of his first communion. Thank you, guys. I'll tell him that Old Miss wishes him the best. But I think everybody has to have this own conversation when you're in a marriage. I mean, it's true for friends of mine who are in Protestant and Catholic marriages, friends of mine who are in, atheist and Christian marriages. You just got to talk to the only advice I can give is you just got to talk to the person that God has put you with, and you've got to make those decisions as a family unit. For us, it works out. Now, most Sundays, Usha will come with me to church. As I've told her, and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that, because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way. But if she doesn't, then God says everybody has free will, and so that doesn't cause a problem for me.
I'm sorry. Again, not trying to hate here. I don't love that. That's like, what are we talking about here? The vice president essentially saying of his wife publicly, like, she's not a Christian. I hope one day she sees the light, like I once saw. And it seems toxic to me. I'm just going to be honest. It seems just toxic and weird. And it's like, why are you talking about this like this? Everyone asks for you. Well, if she makes the wrong decision, it's fine. I'll accept it, I guess. But I hope one day. She's very, very much talking down. Erika Kirk has been in the White House lately, and Donald Trump here looking for Erika Kirk and giving her a kiss on the cheek. Very friendly toward Erika Kirk. When also I want to point out, Donald Trump doesn't even look that friendly toward Melania Trump. Like, we've seen so many videos. This is him greeting Melania Trump on the campaign trail. She looks kind of uncomfortable. He goes in to kiss her on, essentially give her a kiss. And she says, no, I just want a kiss on the cheek. This was recently in the summer, Donald Trump and Melania Trump, up on the White House. And look how uncomfortable Melania looks in this video when Donald Trump pulls her forward. It's actually creepy. I hate it, especially considering Donald Trump's been found liable for sexually abusing a woman. We see how Donald Trump talks to women. I mean, he's just like a terrible human being. Take a look at this.
Everybody has to come to their own arrangement here. The way that we've come to our arrangement is she's my best friend. We talk to each other about this stuff. So we've decided to raise our kids Christian. Our two oldest kids who go to school, they go to a Christian school. Our 8-year-old did his first communion about a year ago. That's the way that we have come to our arrangement. But thank you. My 8-year-old was also very proud of his first communion. Thank you, guys. I'll tell him that Old Miss wishes him the best. But I think everybody has to have this own conversation when you're in a marriage. I mean, it's true for friends of mine who are in Protestant and Catholic marriages, friends of mine who are in, atheist and Christian marriages. You just got to talk to the only advice I can give is you just got to talk to the person that God has put you with, and you've got to make those decisions as a family unit. For us, it works out. Now, most Sundays, Usha will come with me to church. As I've told her, and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that, because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way. But if she doesn't, then God says everybody has free will. And so that doesn't cause a problem for me. That's something you work out with your friends, with your family, with the person that you love. Again, one of the most important Christian principles is that you respect free will. Usha's closer to the priests who baptized me than maybe I am. They talk about this stuff. My attitude is you figure this stuff out as a family and you trust in God to have a plan and you try to follow it as best as you can. And that's what I try to do.
I mean, yeah, like she has free will. So, if she wants to make the wrong decision, that's fine. Nothing I can do. What is JD Vance's take here? That his wife's going to burn in hell or something? I mean, but she has free will. I hope one day she sees the light. I just hate the way that that's talked about publicly. And again, I don't know how Usha Vance feels about this, but I'm just like, ugh, I don't love it. That feels weird. In relation to the White House here, this was Donald Trump looking for Erika Kirk in the White House, giving her a kiss on the cheek. This also garnered a lot of attention. It's like Donald Trump seems friendlier with Erika Kirk, certainly more natural, if you will, less awkward than he does with his own wife. Which I know it's weird to say, but look, this is from the campaign trail. Him kind of going in for a kiss and her almost being like, no, kiss me on the cheek. This was a video from the summer that made me really uncomfortable, especially knowing Donald Trump, is someone who's found liable sexual abuse, the way he talks about women. Even lately, we've seen women reporters, he's a predator. Donald Trump is a predator. And so it's just very odd the way he will act, especially with his wife. Take a look at this video. She's physically pushing Donald Trump away in some, it almost this part right here. It's she's physically almost pushing him away. We remember this from the inauguration, I believe, where she's wearing almost this hat that's preventing her from being kissed from Donald Trump. There's some jokes online about this Trump with Melania versus Donald Trump with Mohammed bin Salman the other day in the White House, where he was very giggly and touching, honestly touchy, frankly. And I remind you that this is a man who is a predator. Donald Trump is a predator. This was a clip I found from a while ago that honestly I had not seen until today, which is kind of stunning, on Howard Stern. Take a listen to this. Laughing about being a sexual predator and nodding your head is that's very strange. He's literally admitting in that clip to that. And so it's just very interesting when you combine a lot of these things. A lot of people talking about the fact that Erika Kirk and JD Vance seem very close. Erika Kirk seems very close to Donald Trump. And Usha Vance, at points, being seen without a wedding ring. At some points, people would say, even scolded. And I don't know if scolded is too strong a word, but even, this very strange dynamic where I think a lot of people would say, if I was Usha Vance, this is not how I would want my husband to ever talk about me publicly. She makes the wrong decision, but I hope one day she'll make the right one, for God. Ugh, I don't know. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments down below. This is kind of a different video, but I'm very curious about your thoughts, adding up some of these data points. I appreciate you so much. Once again, my name is Chris Mowrey, filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. You guys are all the best. Make sure you subscribe down below. You can check out my YouTube channel with the link in the description, and I will see you in the next video.